Vision Forward's In Focus team presents.
Hi there, this is Luke Scriven here at Vision Forward. Welcome back to another In Focus tech demo. In this tech demo, we're going to be taking a look at the Zoomax Snow 12. So this is from Zoomax, a Chinese assistive technology company. They've been selling their products in the US for a while, and this is one of their latest, and it's got some really neat features. But first, can you guess the size of the screen of the Zoomax Snow 12? Did you guess 12 inches? Well, you would be wrong. I'm only joking, you would of course be exactly right. This is a 12-inch handheld electronic magnifier with some really neat tricks up its sleeve. So let's dive in and take a look at what they are. So we have our Snow 12 here. This is in a custom stand, and so we have it positioned so that we can be hands-free. It's kind of like a desktop, similar to the Connect 12 for those who are similar with that device. And it's really rather nice. It's got a nice 12-inch screen, which is quite generous for a handheld. Now, I should say you can take the Snow 12 out of this stand and use it just like a regular handheld electronic magnifier, and we will take a look at that. But for now, let's take a look at what controls we have on here. So at the moment, I have a piece of paper underneath. Now, of course, I can just slide the paper from left to right because the magnifier is in a stand, so that's really nice. You might be able to tell we're in regular color at the moment. The quality of the image isn't great. This is the only thing I don't like about this device. In color mode, the quality of the image doesn't seem to be that great. And so we're in regular color at the moment, and it looks a little grainy. The color saturation isn't very good. However, as soon as we switch through to our high contrast color, everything becomes really good. It looks super sharp, and it looks, very, very clear. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I've tried playing in the settings. I haven't managed to make it any better, but that's something to be aware of. But in our high contrast mode here, everything looks very nice and sharp. We have the white on black, and obviously we have our magnification controls, and we can swap colors with our color control. We have all the things you would expect: blues, yellows, whites and blacks, and all of that type of good stuff. So it definitely covers the bases there. If you want something to look at pictures with in particular, this probably isn't for you, but if you want to read, then this certainly will allow you to do that. And also, because it is hands-free when you have it in the stand, you can of course get your hand underneath there with a pen and write underneath here. So if you want to fill out a check or write an address on an envelope, then this works really well for that. Normally handheld electronic magnifiers do not, and so this definitely has an advantage in that area. It also has an advantage in another area that most handhelds don't, and that's optical character recognition, meaning it can read aloud to you. Not only does it have optical character recognition, but it has full page optical character recognition. It can read an entire 8.5 by 11 in one go. And this is a pretty nifty trick, so I'm going to show you how this works. We have our 8.5 by 11 here, and what we're going to do, we're going to turn it sideways. And there are markings on the tray as to where I need to line it up. Now, it would be helpful if those were tactile. They're not, so you could put bump dots on there to make it a little easier to get your page lined up. But once we have got it lined up, now we're going to hold down the camera button, and it's going to put us into our OCR mode. So here we go, and we're going into our OCR mode now.
Text-to-speech function.
There we go, text-to-speech function. Now, let's turn on the light because it looks a little bit dim there. So we've turned on our light. We can see our flyer underneath the camera. We can see that it's all on the screen. That means it's all going to be captured when we take a picture. So let's go ahead and just press the camera button here. We shall hear a picture being taken. There we go. It's a bit quiet, but there it was. Now it's processing the image, and let's see what it's able to find.
Sign forward. Technology and Education Center. Technology creates possibility. Try out the latest assistive technologies. E-sight, inverted exclamation mark, crease vision, and A-sight. Electronic glasses that can help.
And so on and so forth. It did really a pretty good job of that. There was one little mistake with an inverted exclamation mark instead of an I. Oftentimes you get that with OCR, no big deal. We still knew what it was trying to say. But yeah, did a great job. The quality of the voice is very nice. It sounds very naturalistic, which is unusual for a product in this price range, certainly. And as we were going there, I also magnified the text on the screen. So using our magnification controls on the front here, we can zoom in, we can zoom out. And of course, this is a touchscreen device. And so we can swipe on the screen to scroll through the text. So we can scroll through this OCR text without it being read aloud to us. And it looks excellent. It looks very sharp. It looks very clear, no matter how large we make it. And of course, we can also change the color of it by pressing the color button. So some excellent features there. It's a really nice mixture of touchscreen controls and physical controls that make it easy to use. I'm definitely a fan. Now, on the screen here, we do have a carousel of buttons which we can use to change various things with this OCR document. And so we have reading speed, decrease and increase. We have a pause and play button. We have volume controls, down and up. We also have a save button, which will allow us to save the document. Let me just stop that. So we have a save button, which will allow us to save the document for later. But we also have something which is really cool. It looks very similar to a feature on an Optelec CCTV. And this is an overview mode whereby we see the entire document on the screen, and it has individual numbers which are located where on specific areas of the page. So basically, when the machine does the OCR, it figures out the different areas of the text on the page, and it puts a big tactile number by them. And so we can just press on the number and read that specific area of the page. Press on the number 5, we'll read this paragraph at the top right here.
Technology and Education Center Tech features innovative technology.
Press on the number 7, we will read right at the bottom left of this page.
Visit www.vision 4 Doors Each and Focus to view technology
and so on and so forth. For a product in this price range, I think this is quite remarkable that it's in here, and the fact that it works well is even better. The screen is a little small when you're trying to do more detailed kind of tasks like this, because you're trying to point to the numbers, which are a good size, but you don't necessarily know exactly where they are on the page. But you can probably figure it out, and at this price, like I say, it's really a very nice and effective feature. So definite thumbs up there to Zoomax for this. They've done a great job. Now, let's go back to the full text view here. Okay. Now, one thing you might be saying is, hold on a second, that big carousel of buttons is really covering up the screen there, and that's not particularly well designed. Yeah, however, if we hit this button to the far left, that will collapse into just a tiny little button here on the far right. So we no longer have that big menu blocking the screen. Now we get the full benefit of this big 12-inch screen to see the words as they scroll past. Now there's one more button on the front surface here that we could talk about, and that one is shaped like a house. And if we press that, we will go into the menu.
Text-to-speech function.
Here we go. So we're in a menu. There's various different options that we can choose. I like to use the touch screen here to navigate, but there is also a nifty little joystick on the bottom left of the device.
Photo gallery. Snow link.
And that will allow us to move around as well. So however we prefer, there is a way to do it. And we have something called the Snow Link. Now I don't have this to show, but from what I understand, the Snow Link is a distance camera which you can connect to your Snow 12. That would make it really great for students who need something portable that's able to see in the distance as well as up close. And so the Snow 12 could be the answer for that. It's definitely very lightweight, and with the distance camera, you get the benefits of the distance and the close-up viewing. So now I've taken the Snow 12 out of its stand to show you how that works, and we've just taken it out of there easily and unfolded the Snow 12's own little stand, and it's now resting on the paper just like with a regular handheld electronic magnifier. It's really cool that you can do this because it means you don't have to carry the larger stand around with you. If you don't want to, you can leave that at home, stick the Snow 12 in your bag and take it out with you, which is really cool. I will say the color reproduction does look better when it's in this mode. However, the minimum magnification is 2.7 times, which is quite large for a handheld. And so you don't tend to fit that much text on the screen, despite the fact that you have this large 12-inch screen to work with. So that's something to bear in mind. But definitely, it's really nice to be able to take it out the stand like this. You can use it as a regular electronic magnifier, but you can also do full page OCR with it still. Now this would involve you actually holding the Snow 12 and taking a picture, and that's more difficult than obviously having it in the stand where it's nice and stable. So that's something to bear in mind, but all the features are still present and correct. Well, thanks a lot for watching this video on the Snow 12 from Zoomax. I hope you enjoyed it, and I think the Snow 12 is really rather good, especially considering the low price point. So definitely something to look into if you're in the market for a new CCTV. And you can find out more about the Snow 12 by calling us at 414-615-0103. You can send us an email, infocus@vision-forward.org, and you can visit our website, vision-forward.org. We have new videos coming out every Friday, so stay tuned for those. And if you like them, please do like and subscribe. Every little helps the channel. In the meantime, I hope you're doing well, and we will see you again soon.